Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing the three historical developments of art: the Pointillism, Art Nouveau, and Symbolism. Without further ado, let's get started. Pointillism was regarded as part of the post-impressionist movement. It is a practice of applying small strokes, or dots of color to a surface, so that from a distance they visually blend together. The founder of Pointillism was Georges Seurat, as he was able to study the science of colors and optics to invent this new technique. Pointillism used the science of optics that created colors from many small dots placed in close proximity to another that would blur into an image to the eye. Pixels in the computer worked the same way as dots in a Pointillist painting. When Georges Seurat died, his student, Paul Signac, continued to work with Pointillism and left a large legacy of artwork in the style. The smaller the dots, the clearer the painting, just like on a computer monitor's screen resolution. It makes the subject more lively by using dots of complementary colors. In many aspects, Pointillism was as much a science as an art. The famous artist Vincent van Gogh is known to have experimented with the Pointillism technique. It could be seen in his 1887 self-portrait. Art Nouveau. Art Nouveau was an artistic movement which became popular between 1889 and 1905. Art Nouveau was a genuinely cosmopolitan project of modernity that existed in all sorts of media, forms, scales, and geographies. Everything from architecture, interior design, decorative arts, fashion, and graphic design was influenced by this new art. It was literally new since the term Art Nouveau is a French word for new art. Art Nouveau artworks were part of a revolutionary global movement of contemporary art. It arose in response to 19th-century aesthetics influenced by ideology in principle and neoclassicism specifically, and it promoted the concept of visual art as a normal part of life. However, it was replaced by the development of 20th-century modernist styles. Art Nouveau is commonly seen as a style instead of an ideology, yet it was inspired by unique concepts rather than merely imaginative aspirations. The greatest graphic artists of the Art Nouveau movement were the French lithographer Jules Cheret, 1836 to 1932, and the Czech lithographer and designer Alphonse Mucha, 1860 to 1939. Colorful Art Nouveau glassware was made by Émile Gall of France and Louis Comfort Tiffany of the United States. The contributions of English artists Aubrey Beardsley and Walter Crane to the development of the Art Nouveau and poster styles were significant figures in the modern style. Symbolism. Symbolism was a literary and artistic movement that used symbols to convey ideas and emphasize the meaning behind forms, lines, shapes, and colors. Symbolism can also be seen as being at the forefront of modernism in that it developed new and often abstract means of expressing psychological truths and the idea that there was a spiritual reality behind the physical world. Albert Aurier defined symbolism as an aesthetic in an article on Paul Gauguin, published in 1891, describing it as the subjective vision of an artist expressed through a simplified and non-naturalistic style, and hailing Gauguin as its leader. An older generation of artists, such as Gustave Moreau, Puvis de Chavannes, Odilon Redon, Eugene Carrier, Arnold Böcklin, and Edward Burne-Jones, laid the foundation for pictorial symbolism as early as the 1870s. To add spiritual value to their artworks, the founders of symbolism created imaginary dream worlds populated with biblical figures and Greek mythology creatures, many of which were monstrous. Symbolists could take the ineffable, such as dreams and visions, and give them form. The emphasis on emotions, feelings, ideas, and subjectivity rather than realism is what unites the various artists and styles associated with symbolism. Their works are personal and express their own ideologies, particularly the ability of the artist to reveal the truth. Symbolists wanted art to express inner feelings and ideas. They want to search for the real universal truth and show that through their art. Symbolists were interested in mystical and the unknown. They want to discover the hidden philosophical meanings of life, and for that, they used one of the best tools that humans thought of: art.
And that would be all for today's video.
Thank you all for watching. Especially to Ma'am Daryl, Diane, Mom Marrell. Stay safe, everyone.